Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. What I'm about to say is potentially something that is controversial because I feel like I don't even know what I believe in this case. Usually, I record a video, I give a strong stance, I argue a point that I believe. I'm not saying you have to believe it, but this is what I believe. In this case, I don't know if this is crazy or a genius move because I don't really know what you think and what you think you need for your own account. You can look right now. I've got 87,000 artifacts. That is not that many over the course of what I'm trying to do, which is, of course, open eventually a 7-star incursion artifact crystal. That is a very expensive crystal in the incursion store. It is priced pretty dang high. So high, in fact, that it kind of took me by surprise when I first saw. We went from 9,000 artifacts for 4 stars to 27,000 to 81,000. So times 3, times 3, times 3. And then you scroll down to that incursion artifacts, and it's 400,000. And you think, man, that's a lot. But there are good champions in this. I have opened 2, and both have been the same champion. Hawkeye Ronin, who Allison edits, is better at using than I've ever been better at literally anything in my life. I have not used my 7-star Ronin. I guess I'm thankful for him, but in the grand scheme of things, with my limited skills with him, he's probably just going to be an arena champ that I have on my roster but never rank up. And that's probably going to make Allison sad because she has tried to make me drink the Ronin Kool-Aid for a couple years now, and I do drink the Kool-Aid in the sense that I know his potential in the right hands. But just like somebody like Ghost, who I feel like I'm still the most average Ghost player in the history of YouTube, even after using her for like 6 years, maybe even longer than that now, I just know who I'm good with and I know who I'm not. And especially in Battlegrounds, when you're using an attacker, like I've seen people do things with Gambit that I couldn't do with Domino. And I'm like, I don't know how you did that, but I'm impressed. Hats off to you. The people who are best with Kate Bishop or Shang-Chi, another example of champs that I'm just not good with, but I respect the heck out of players who are. So let's say that you give up your latest 7-star incursion artifact crystal hunt. You just don't think it's worth saving up 400,000 for a champion you may or may not ever use. So instead, you remind yourself that, like my man Scott Buster did, that for 87,000 artifacts, I can either not get a 7-star crystal or I can purchase 14 4-stars. Now, again, I am not saying you should do this, but if you don't care about the 7-star, and most importantly, and this is really the point of this video, if you are hurting for ISO, this could be the best way to get free, cheap ISO that you at least can think of in the short term. Now, yes, you're going to get some ISO in Greater Banquet Crystals, but those are 300 units apiece. That's more than $10 a piece. A lot of people don't have those units or don't have that cash to spend, but maybe they have artifacts. Again, I am not saying it's smart. I am not saying it's dumb. You could think this is the worst idea of all time, or you could actually do it and say that was genius. I got a ton of great ISO and crystal shards from duping those champs. I get 4 stars a number of ways, and as a Valiant player, obviously, the chances of me getting 4 stars as a minimum champion are heightened by the fact that I get a free Paragon login crystal a week. That Paragon players, of which I have done a video on this, and I will continue to do a video on this. It makes no sense. If you're a Paragon player, you should get Paragon crystal shards for free. You are being robbed by getting Cavalier crystal shards when you earned the title of the crystal of which the title starts. I don't think that's controversial. I don't think that's me just trying to get clicks on a video. I think it's just basic common sense. Now, when a Valiant crystal comes out, Paragon players should not get it. But who knows what that's going to be. And Kabam probably doesn't want to put one out because Paragon crystals are still relatively new. So They're just punishing Paragon players for not having free Paragon Crystal Shards every day. And I think that's a mistake, and I think that's disrespectful to a huge part of our community. With that being said, if you need ISO and you don't have free Paragon Crystals, and maybe you don't have an arena addiction like I do, so you're not opening nearly as many Grandmaster Crystals a day or 3-star crystals or even 4-star crystals this way with shards, then yeah, I can see why this would be tempting. I've never thought of this idea, and I still don't even know what I think of it in general, but if you're desperate for ISO, you can do a lot worse than Scott Buster's idea. And I don't think he has any regrets of him purchasing, 20 plus 4-stars to get more ISO because he's so ISO poor right now. I also remind you that there is a little ISO chance still in side quests depending on what you see in your game. So, YouTube, thanks for watching. Scott Buster, thank you for the idea. Again, it's one of those rare videos where I don't know if it's smart or dumb, but it is a thought, and it's a thought worth exploring in a video.